Hello, my name is Michelle Marshall, and I'm a facilitator with Our Community Listens. I'm a licensed professional counselor and school counselor who works in the educational system. I'm so excited about this opportunity to speak to my favorite people, educators, particularly at a time where we're experiencing an enormous amount of change in how we live, and how we work, and how we connect. Today, we're going to talk about being in the box. If you remember, when we refer to being in the box, we're talking about how we process change. Let's take a quick moment and review what it looks like when we're processing change. It all starts with awareness. And if you're like me, you're on spring break and all of a sudden you were made aware that we had to make some changes in how we engage and how we educated our students. This awareness came through the news, through text messages to coworkers, and from emails from our district leaders. The moment we're made aware of change, we step into the box. And at that moment, we experience anxiety. And this anxiety can range of emotions, can be from anger to resistance to fear. And for me, I know it was a lot about fear. Fear about safety of others and myself, and also fear about would I be successful in engaging our students from afar like I had in person. Once we process through those emotions, we step into the acceptance stage. And this is when we begin to rationalize the process and engage our heads in the process. And you start to think about, okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe this can happen. And you begin to think about how this can happen. Once you move from there, we step into the attachment stage. And in the attachment stage, this is where you move from your head being engaged and you engage your heart as well. And I remember for me, this was when I began to really think about the needs of my students and how would I be able to meet their needs from afar. And I really thought about their heart, and my heart got engaged in how can I connect with these students who needed me at this time. Once we move through the attachment stage, we go into the anticipation stage. And in the anticipation stage, that is where you begin to do all your planning. This is when I reached out to my friends my tech friends I said, hey, I need your help. Teach me how to utilize some tools from the internet to help me engage in students. So I began the planning. And once you engage in the planning, you're engaging your hands, and then you can exit the box and take action. And that's when I began to actually meet with students one-on-one. I wish this was a linear process, but the truth is, we vacillate in and out of this box day in and day out, both personally and professionally, individually and collectively. We're in multiple boxes. As I look over and watch so many educators diligently working to remove the rubbish from this crumbling system, all while they're still trying to build their students, their families, and themselves. This reminds me of a recent opportunity that I had to work with some counselors. And we spent some time in a connect session. And the first question that I posed to them was, what is your mind, your body, and your soul speaking to you? I was so amazed at the level of honesty and transparency that these school counselors, who we call the heartbeat of the school, gave. They really shared their hearts, and they really began to share this whole concept of them being so consumed with managing the process of change externally that they hadn't taken the time to look within and try to manage the process of change internally. So today, I want all educators to take this moment and pause and ask yourself those questions. What is your mind, your body, and your soul saying? For me, I remember my mind saying, you've never been this way before. Give yourself some grace and space. Humble yourself. Acknowledge your fears. My soul was saying, find peace. Above everything, find peace. And my body, which was probably speaking the most profoundly that day and the loudest, was saying, remember me. Remember me. I'm important. Don't wait till I have to break down before you recognize my importance. So today, I challenge all educators to take a moment and pause and answer this one question. What is my mind, body, and soul saying to me? I believe that This is important. Someone's asking, why should I take this time to answer that? I have so much to do. I say to you, 1, we know that the only behavior that we can change is our own. 2, we know the most helpful thing we can do is listen, and that includes listening to ourselves. And 3, as we're reminded every time that we fly, it is important to put the oxygen mask on ourselves before we can assist or help with another. So today, educators, take this time, answer that question. And I believe that this will increase our capacity and position us to listen to others. And when we're able to listen to ourselves and others, we will be able to answer so many unanswered questions that we currently have in our educational system. And together, we can work together and to engage all stakeholders, hands, heads, and hearts, and engage them to creating a stronger, more innovative system for all. And this all starts with listening. My name is Michelle Marshall, and I look forward to seeing you again.